Hey, welcome back to ULMX, Universal Language Media Exchange. Today we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, dialects. And this is number 3 of 4 in a 4-video series on Swabian, the videos that I wish I could have found on the internet back when I started learning. This is the culmination of 4 years. Actually no, it's 4 videos is the culmination of about 2.5 years of experience. And I certainly have a lot more to learn when it comes to Swabian. I don't speak it myself, but I can passively understand most of it. The other day I heard someone say "Momeno," and I knew what it meant. So, I'm pretty proud of that. In this video, we're going to be talking about some unique vocabulary. It's a fun video. And in the previous 2 videos, if you haven't seen them, we talked about the different pronunciation rules for a few letter combinations, and we talked about a different conjugation. What are some Swabian vocab? And I'm not trying to dive into really Swabian words here because I don't know many of those. We got some Swabian vocab and some Swabian style. So the first word is jetset or jetsetle, and this is a tendency that Swabian people have, or the Swabian dialect has, to add an LE ending or an E ending onto words. I think it's just kind of like a pleasant way to end the word, and that's where it comes from. So even with the number, you might hear an E ending, like siebne or neune. That's Swabian. With jetset, it just means finally. Jetset. It's kind of like jetzt endlich. Jetset or jetsetle. It's a good word. Another thing you might notice is sometimes when you're talking about the time of day, Swabian has in it, instead of saying heute Nachmittag, like this afternoon, you'd say nachmittags, which in standard German would mean every afternoon. Like, I go to the bank every afternoon. Every afternoon, nachmittags. But it's just used for like today, this afternoon. Another thing you might notice is sometimes the use of selbst and selber are a little bit confusing. They're a little bit different. Normally, for example, if you're talking to yourself, you would say ich spreche mit mir selbst. But I think ich spreche mit mir selber is typical Swabian. If you find that confusing, you should definitely look up the rules on how that actually works, because if you're living in the Ulm area, you're probably going to be thoroughly confused, like myself. The next thing is the way you use the dative case with wegen. So you might say wegen dem Ding. And technically, if you're studying for like a test or something, wegen is always with genitive. So that's why it's deswegen, because des is genitive. But you would very frequently hear wegen dem, wegen dem Ding, whatever. Another thing you might notice is a neutral noun might very well be masculine in Swabian. For example, das Stativ is pretty much der Stativ in Swabian. And I think that comes from a practical point of view. The masculine nouns have an accusative case, which for me is nice. Like, if you say, ich sehe den Stativ, or ich habe den Stativ, even if you didn't hear the whole sentence, like if there was noise in the background, say, and you just weren't getting every single byte of information, but you heard den Stativ, then you would know the relationship to the speaker, because it changes from der to den in accusative, and it's actually kind of nice to have like an extra case for accusative, but only masculine has that. Maybe that's not the reason, but I find it practical. It's kind of a benefit. One other thing, and this is actually one of the first things I noticed when I started working, was one of my colleagues said that everything was nice, the word, or friendly. The German word for friendly is nett. But he wasn't saying nice, he was saying not. And the standard German word for not is nicht. But in Swabian, they say nett. And it sounds pretty much exactly the same as the pronunciation for this adjective nett, which is nice and friendly. And if you're, actually, I find, if you're lucky, I like it, the people who are speaking Swabian with you will say nette. It's a bit of a distinction, although it's almost impossible to get confused. But I like that ending when you say nette. Ich brauche es nette. It's a bit, I don't know, friendlier, whatever. Ending in the it's a bit more like, I don't know what it is. It's more, just seems nicer, and it's a bit more like chill, relaxed. Nette. I don't do it. Oh, and another thing for vocab, I mean, like I said, there are total words, like there are dictionaries of Swabian words, which I have not studied, but something that you will hear often is the word for speaking, which is schwätzen, and that is Swabian for sprechen or reden. Oh, another thing, the way that the CHEN endings diminutize things, this LE ending is in the place of the CHEN diminutive. So, ein bisschen turns into ein bissle. So if you want to have at least one Swabian sentence in the back pocket, here it is. Ich schwätze ein bissle Schwäbisch. Because schwätzen is a Swabian word for speaking, and bissle is the Swabian word for a little bit. Or I guess you could also say ich schwätze Schwäbisch nette. That would also be nice if you wanted to get on common ground with the Swabian dialect. In the last video, the fourth video coming up, we're going to be talking about some words that are pronounced differently, some really, really common words that you might not recognize in Swabian because they're pronounced so differently. Stay tuned. See you in the next video. This is ULMX, Universal Language Media Exchange. ULMX is a language learning app and YouTube channel. We also talk about society and culture. And our app is specifically designed for improving your speech ability, really utilizing everything you've learned in the classroom by actually actively speaking. Check it out in the App Store. This is ULMX. See you in the next video.